Okay, that appears to be going.
And
Okay, so how you been?
good. I just
Co-host,
want to make sure
Scarlet.
your name is said so that everybody knows who you are, just in case they happen to be listening to this for the first time. Brown Wolf. Uh,
So Scar-
mm, all right. Yeah.
Yep.
It's okay. I took care of it.
Sorry, I almost forgot to introduce myself. I do have one quick announcement. We are actually now on more than just YouTube. We are now on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcast,
That way
and
you
a variety of places where podcasts can be found.
can share with people, and uh, you won't lose your spot on the YouTube video
Yeah, that always
when
sucks when
you
that happens.
accidentally click on the screen and it goes to that part of the video, but you didn't want to go there. That happens a lot for me.
Well, I know, and even as someone who uses YouTube constantly, I don't
Yeah,
have too
and
much
I don't know how
value.
you would fix it
I know
either.
YouTube Red, you
And
can
someone
like
with a bigger brain than mine has got to figure
still
that
listen
shit
to the
out.
audio once you're out of the app if you're using iOS.
Oh, yeah? Oh, I usually use YouTube on my cell phone, so it's really easy for there to be an accidental click, especially like since I don't want to pay for YouTube Plus or whatever they're calling it these days. I'll have it playing and then I'll put it in my pocket or whatever with headphones in. Um, and then I'll be doing my own
Yeah.
thing until a ghost
So,
walks
Scarlet.
up and hits it through my pocket and gets to the right back to the beginning of the video.
So, Scarlet. I think last time we
Affecting
discussed
ghosts,
we were going to
man.
do a small spoiler cast on Sonic. Now you saw it recently, right?
Yes. Oh, yep. Yep. I saw it about a week ago as of recording. I rented it from a red box and then I was late returning it. So it was a lot more expensive than I feel the movie deserved, but I'm still glad I saw it. Uh, that's my review. That's all we're saying.
So it wasn't even worth what, $5 if you returned it late?
Goodbye.
Yeah, that's the same way I saw it.
Uh, $5. I didn't get to see how much it was because they don't tell you how much they're gonna charge you when you return it. They
Yeah.
do tell you
So what
up
did you
front,
think?
like right away, like it will be this much, but I wasn't paying attention. I was so sure I'd return it, but I was very wrong.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I liked the movie overall,
Yeah.
and I think like it would be a really great bad movie night kind of thing. Where you get drunk and you make fun of it. Because it's a serviceable movie. But I can't really go as far as to say that it's good. And I feel bad for saying that because everybody seems to really like this movie. But, that's just how I feel, you know? Like,
Well, you're not alone.
uh,
I mean, I know Conrad on the Dice Funk Discord. He's from a fantastic two podcast, Jimquisition and the Spinoff Doctors.
right, I still need to listen to some of those.
Yeah.
I should make a list before I go into work of podcasts and things that I can look up. And
Oh yeah, I can definitely
listen
recommend
to.
some for you later.
That would be awesome because I need something to break up Stephen King.
Yeah, I'll send you a list later. So yeah, but I know he because people mentioned where the spin-off Doctors for that movie is, and all he'll post is like that he's so angry whenever he thinks of that movie.
Oh, really?
I
It
can't
didn't
wait.
make me mad. I don't really see how it could make you. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, I could see the rage fangirl in me getting mad at this movie, but I don't know. I got mad at when Sonic changed from 2D to 3D. So, you know, like that's where my that's where my ship sailed and then died, to mix metaphors.
Yeah. So so that's actually interesting to hear since I wasn't really a Sonic fan before watching that movie.
And now you are, it converted you?
I like the comic. I'm not a fan because of the movie. The movie's just kind of a dull movie to me. Like it's not.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, the comic's really good. Unfortunately, it's on a hiatus right now.
Yeah, due to good old COVID-19.
Yeah.
That's my musical cue for COVID-19 now. Everybody, that's how it sounds when that's the sound that plays when you get infected. God, this is terrible. Cut it out. I hate jokes about COVID-19. I can't believe I'm making them.
Yeah, me too. So what did you think of there's a joke in there that I laughed like too hard at, unfortunately. What did you think about the meme they snuck in there?
I didn't notice the meme right off the top of my head. I'm trying to remember.
They snuck a
but
Sanic.
I don't remember. They snuck a Sanic. I almost said they suck a Sanic.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know the crazy guy who Sonic kind of torments?
Yeah.
Yeah, he draws a picture and it's the Sanic picture.
Oh, I'm such a dumbass. I think I was looking away from the screen at that time.
Oh yeah, it's a blink and you'll miss it.
I spend a lot of my time on Discord, so that's probably where I was.
Yeah. That character probably has
while watching it.
Yeah, both my favorite jokes in it. Oh, sorry.
Oh man, I ruined both of your favorite jokes.
It's alright. So yeah, there's that joke I like from that guy, and then there's another joke which is literally a Simpsons joke where he's like, "I'll catch you," whatever he calls Sonic, and then Sonic just yells back, "No, you won't."
Yeah. I mean, I never really laughed out loud, but I did enjoy some of the banter. I can't really quote anything from the movie.
That's all I
but
really
I felt
remember.
like Sonic acted like Sonic. Oh, really?
Yeah, I just like the only things I remember from that movie, because I'm a little farther out than you are now, is the crazy guy, because I thought he was kind of funny, and then Jim Carrey kind of as Eggman.
Yeah, I remember Jim Carrey as Eggman. His henchman, who doesn't deserve to be the henchman of, he deserves a better villain. Is that the crazy guy you were talking about, or am I thinking of somebody else?
No, the crazy guy like lives in the town. He's like an old dude. He shows up at the end with a chainsaw.
Man, it's almost like I watched a completely different movie.
Yeah, he's not in it much.
Okay. I'll pay more attention next time. No Discord for me. This is serious shit. Sonic is serious shit, and I didn't do it justice. My journalistic integrity is seriously questioned right now.
What did you think about the glass of milk? Who Sonic follows?
The glass of milk, yeah.
It's the best way to describe that guy.
Sorry, can you repeat what you said?
Oh, it's just the best way to describe that guy. The cop he follows.
Yeah. Glass of milk. Okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm trying to remember parts of the movie that had him in it, and I'm just imagining a big old glass of milk taking his place, and I'm not losing anything from his performance. So, get on it, casting.
I felt bad to shit on him, but because I know it must be hard.
Yeah.
Just because I know there's nothing there. It's probably just like a doll or something to put next to him. But my God, man, you had no emotion during that movie.
Yeah, I'm making the expression that he had on his face the entire movie, and I'm sure it's hilarious to me, but nobody can see it, so it's kind of lost.
Yeah. So what else? I'm trying to think what else. What did you think about that really contrived like conflict they had?
Oh, it was such bullshit. Like, it's just so contrived. Like, I was way on autopilot by the time it got to that part of the movie. And when it happened, I just rolled my eyes and was like, oh, that's what Brown Wolf mentioned. And you were right. It was not the lie revealed, but it was...
Yeah, I don't even know what you call that. It's just like, he's like, yeah, hey, dude, I've been stalking and never met to this point. Why are you moving to San Francisco?
Yeah, just not very good screenwriting.
Yeah. Actually, I honestly can't think of much else. Did you like Sonic's World at least? I thought that was actually kind of neat at the very beginning. Not much of it, but
yeah. I really dug the interpretation of the Sonic mythos that they did here. Because I'm surprised they haven't done more alternate universe stuff with Sonic. Because they did time travel way back in the day, and time travel is, at least for the game series, pretty important for the roots of it. It doesn't show up mechanically anymore, but like for all of the flashback games, that's what I call them, the 2D games that are basically Sonic 3 again. They also have nods to Sonic CD, which is the time traveling game. But anyway, time traveling is different from different universes, but they are kind of connected, which is why I started going on a tangent there.
yeah. So I was
I
wondering, was
kind
that
of want
now
to see what the sequel has in store.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder if they'll just go straight to what's this planet called? Morbius? Someone told me the other day.
Mobius. There's no R.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you were close though. It's what was I gonna say? I'm sorry, I completely lost my train of thought there.
Oh, that's fine. It happens to me all the time.
Alright.
Yeah, so...
Oh, the sequel. So it's sequel baiting like a lot of movies do these days. Gotta be what do you call it? Extended universe. Everything's gotta be an extended universe. But I don't know. I think with a sequel, they could really improve on what they have and make it a little bit more than passable. Like,
Yeah.
ditch the human characters and just go straight CGI Sonic. I dare you.
Yeah. It'd be...
You heard it from us first, folks. Just go full furry.
Well, what I really want, and I know he won't do it, I want Jim Carrey to put on 500 pounds for the role.
Oh man, that would be hilarious. If you're terrible.
Hey, what is his name?
I love that idea of how actors will put on and take off weight. It's just comical to me, but it also shouldn't be comical because it leads to a lot of really terrible things happening to people, like eating disorders and stuff. But the idea of somebody just scarfing down as much Mickey D's as they can handle in order to gain weight it's funny.
Yeah. Sometimes it does lead to great performances,
It totally does, and I think it's a valid thing. It's a choice that an actor can make. It's just that when studios, and they have done stuff like that in the past, do things like, watch everybody's weight. It's a little fucked up. That's just me. This is why I don't live in Hollywood.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anyway, sorry to make things all,
Yeah. So I guess the only other things I can think of to discuss with the movie is, what did you think of Baby Sonic?
Baby Sonic. Yeah. I'm surprised there's not more marketing merch for that because, like, baby stuff is very big right now. Like, there was Baby Yoda, and then there was Baby Peanut, and now there's Baby Sonic. So, what is it with babies in pop culture right now?
I don't know.
Weird. Maybe we're regressing as a culture.
Maybe. So, the only other thing I can think of, how terrifying do you think the echidnas and tails would have looked like if they had stuck with the original designs?
Man, I want to see it so bad. It just...
I'm sure someone, especially since that company went out of business for them, someone's gonna leak it.
I hope so. I really do. I would watch that. Cause man, Sonic did not look good. I can't imagine what, like,
Yeah.
cause the angles they're shooting at in those scenes don't do them any favors as far as, like, hiding bad CGI. But with a movie like that, I don't know how you hide it if your main character is the bad CGI. So, Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nightmarish. They're like Five Nights at Freddy's cosplayers who,
Oh no.
you know, were abducted by aliens and saw things that no mortal human should see. That's what I'm betting they look like.
Sorry, that shouldn't make me laugh as much as it does.
I know it's really dumb.
Just imagining like someone in a Foxy costume running around a spaceship, like a Star Trek spaceship for some reason.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like Five Nights at Freddy's, like one of the aliens gets into the control room and is shaved exactly like the control room in Five Nights at Freddy's. And Foxy's running down the hallway to get at him. He slams the door shut.
That's gotta be a terrible Steam game. There's 100 of those like rip-off Five Nights at Freddy's games. There's gotta be an alien one.
Alright. If someone makes that for us, they can come on the show for an episode if they want. But, you know, I gotta see the game first.
Yeah.
That's my challenge to the internet. I'm kidding. Maybe we should cut that out. I don't want anybody to actually do that.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh man.
Uh.
What if I'm trying to think of like the worst case scenario? Like, what if some man.
Okay.
Back on track.
Yeah.
Great. Let's do that.
I guess moving on. I know you wanted to speak about Danganronpa. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing that right now.
I'm gonna try it again. Danganronpa. Danganronpa? Danganronpa. No. See, I was trying to do like 3 different pronunciations to cover my bases, but I can't even manage that.
Yeah.
However you pronounce it. It's a good game series, but I can't recommend the first game because it's not good. And I'm going to spoil why. Because you have to spoil about a 1/8 of the game in order to talk about why you shouldn't play it. And I hate it so much, I'm going to do it. So, Danganronpa, or however you pronounce it, is a murder mystery visual novel. I forget who actually does it, but they've done a bunch of other games. Let me look that up really quick. Sorry.
Okay.
Okay. It's developed by Spike Chunsoft. And there isn't a list of the other games that they've done, but that's not really something that I wanted to get into anyway. Basically, in this game, you play as a high schooler who wakes up in his school with all the windows locked and barred, and 15 of his classmates together with him in the same room. And basically, an insane teddy bear tells them that they have to start killing each other, otherwise they're never going to be let out of school. So it's your basic setup for a killing game visual novel, except your character is focused exclusively on solving the murders as they happen in order to keep the rest of the class alive, because uh, the as the teddy bear explains, the only way to graduate is to become the blackened and murder one of your fellow classmates and then fool everybody else into thinking it was somebody else. And the way they conduct that is through the class trial, which is about half the game right there.
Huh. Okay. I've actually have heard of that. I've seen that weird black and white bear before.
Yeah, his name's Monokuma, and he's a lot of fun. I feel like they could have gone zanier with him, but I also have a feeling a lot of his um, humor is lost through the translation. Because he seems like the kind of thing that would talk like a meme, and the translation doesn't really pull that off that much.
Yeah, makes sense.
Uh,
That happens.
but I also haven't looked at the original translation or anything. That's just the impression I get. Uh, anyway, the reason why I can't recommend it is all due to like representation issues. Like it's not fair to certain groups. Like basically in the second case, the murder victim is a girl, you think. And as a trans person, this is where I have to stop and just say, hold on, and just go on this really strange journey with me. So, basically, instead of being like just a straight up trans character, they introduce this character named Chihiro who um, is a boy who has an inferiority complex and thinks of himself as weak, and that's the reason why he chooses to transition.
Oh, that's not good.
It's really fucked up, honestly. Like, that's not how trans people work. Uh, but then, you could argue that, like, yeah, maybe the game makers knew that, and this isn't a trans person, it's just a person who's really confused. But, uh, every single trans portrayal I've seen, except for one, and that was from Slumdog Millionaires, I think it's called. Man, I need to look that up. Uh, no, Tokyo Godfathers. Can you cut out when I said Slumdog Millionaires to Tokyo Godfathers?
Yeah, yeah. Because I wanted to finish because you broke up there a little bit, but
Oh,
yeah, I've
okay.
seen. I love Slumdog Millionaires. I was like, I just didn't remember a trans character in it.
Yeah, there is none. I think
Yeah,
Slumdog Millionaire and what was the other thing? Oh man, I can't even think of what the other thing was.
yeah.
It's
It's
a
okay.
great movie.
Yeah, that movie is fantastic. I haven't seen it in a while. I should rewatch it.
That's hilarious. Uh, alright, well, that isn't the only reason to not like the first game in the Danganronpa series. The other reason is that it's also not fair to people with dissociative identity disorder. And then that's when I have to pause and go, as someone with that disorder, I'm not even going to take you on that journey. I'm just going to tell you straight up. They have another DID serial killer. And for those of you who don't know, people with dissociative identity disorder, it used to be called multiple personality disorder. So there are more than one personality state in the body, and one character exhibits that, but they happen to be a serial killer who preys only on boys. So, just not good representation in two ways, and I didn't want to give it, a third strike. So,
Yeah.
But Danganronpa 2 avoids all that. So, I still say, give the series a shot if it sounds like your kind of thing, despite the trans issues and the DID issues. Because the gameplay is really solid, the writing is honestly shocking, and trashy, but it's good in that shocking and trashy way. And just overall, as an experience, it totally works. You can get into the mindset of a high schooler who has to solve these murders, otherwise you die. So, yeah, I suggest the second one or the third one, just not the first one.
Yeah. When did the first one come out?
Not that long ago. Let me look. I got them all as a bundle. The game was suggested to me by a friend, and it was actually really funny. They didn't know that I had dissociative identity disorder before they suggested it to me.
Yeah.
So,
well,
and
I'm not gonna try to justify their stuff. I was just gonna say I know Japan's, until actually kind of recently, not been great with mental illness or LGBTQ or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a fact, but I'm still going to criticize it since it's in front of me and it was presented as...
That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to give them the benefit of the doubt if it came out a long time ago. Just curious when it came out.
2010, so pretty modern series in all honesty. That being said, it was before the big trans boom. So, trans boom, that's not even a real thing. Let me explain what I mean by that. Like, in the late, 2010s, or early 2010s, I mean, there was a lot more coverage about trans people all of a sudden. So that's what I'm talking about, the trans boom. I just wanted to make sure that that wasn't misconstrued with, trans trenders or anything like that. I don't think trans trending is a thing. I think everybody's valid. But anyway. Sorry to make everything all political again. It's over, I swear.
I know we're not, we're trying to avoid politics, but, it's going to come up and sometimes, it needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
and
cool.
I can't...
Glad we're on the same page there.
Yeah. Also, I'll just say I don't bring it up to that too much because I don't feel qualified. I identify as hetero, so I don't want to, accidentally... I don't want to try to speak to a subject I'm not, as familiar with.
Right. I appreciate that. Anywho.
So, is that it for Danganronpa?
Yeah, pretty much. I still enjoyed the first game despite its problems, and I think it has some really great atmosphere to it. So if you listen to my complaints and rolled your eyes, then, it's probably the game for you.
Okay. I guess then I'll get into what I've been doing / watching.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. So since the last podcast, I've completely watched the first season of B&A, Brand New Animal.
Nice. I'm looking forward to finally seeing that series. I got it confused with Beastars because obviously there's only two big furry animes coming out this year.
Believe it or not, there's
But
three.
there's three.
Yeah, there's this one I haven't seen it yet, but it's called like Galpar or something. Yeah,
Huh.
I'll share it later, but it's like it's literally like the pictures I've seen of it. It's like three characters in like a big mascot suit, or a furred suit, honestly, with like a gun.
Man,
Yeah,
I
I'll
wish
send it
they
later.
would. I wish they would slowly pace out all the furry shit so that people are slowly indoctrinated over time. Because right now I'm just worried we're front loading this decade with all the furry content and then we're not going to get anything for like another 10 years. So,
Well, the one I watched, the B&A, it's made by I guess a very famous studio called Trigger. They did Kill la Kill, even though I haven't seen that anime.
oh yeah, Kill la Kill's good. Uh, it's with an asterisk on it and then fine print at the bottom. Uh, it is about naked high schoolers at the end of the day, but it's a great show.
Oh my god. Well,
You didn't know that?
I didn't know they were high schoolers. I've heard that they like wear that's their the more skimpy the clothes, the more power they get. Is what I was described.
Yep, but it's a high school. It seems like
Oh
a
no.
high school. I, yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's one of those
well,
shows you can't watch in public.
B&A does follow I guess a senior. She's 18, but I'm gonna try my best not to spoil it. It comes worldwide on the 30th of June. Um,
Oh, it's such a long wait.
yeah, but it'll be on Netflix. It'll drop then. But so basically, the main character is a human girl who lives in a world of two intelligent species. One are just humans, and the culture is pretty much the same as nowadays. It takes place in 2021, I think. So just next year. But there's another species called beastmen, and beastmen are basically werewolves. They describe them kind of like Egyptian gods.
Oh, that's interesting. Uh,
Yeah, they can basically they're mostly in human form most of the time, but they can take animal like anthro form.
right.
So one
And
day
then,
this oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. I'll let you finish.
Oh, it's all right. So basically, what's special about this girl is her and her friend just suddenly switch from being human to beastmen, and at the beginning they can't switch back to the human form. Now everyone, like all the scientists, think that's genetically impossible. You're either born a beastman or you're human.
So the rest of the anime is just her trying to figure out why she's a beast man now?
That's the beginning of the anime. She's basically have lived a year in kind of isolation with her parents, like hidden in the house. Then she finds of a city that's friendly to beastmen. And I unfortunately forgot. I should have mentioned this firsthand. Uh, Humans do what humans do, and as soon as because they recently discovered that beastmen were kind of a thing, and they have been starting to be super racist and hunt them down.
As humans do.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, that's one of the big themes is kind of prejudice, dealing with them.
Right.
Yeah. So anyway, she eventually finds out about a safe harbor city just for beastmen. So she goes there hoping that A, she can, not live in isolation anymore, and B, try to find a cure to what she thinks is a disease.
Right.
And the story
That's
goes
sad
on.
that she thinks of it as a disease, though.
Yeah, you find out about it. There is, something special why it happened to her. And she goes on a journey with that too, which is probably my favorite part of that. But I don't want to spoil it until people have seen it. Yeah. But yeah, I would say the main things about DNA, the main story plots without spoiling it, is prejudice, which is both on the human side, which unfortunately they touch on that, but there's not too many human characters in the story.
Right.
And then the Beastman's own prejudice, which actually, in particular, there's another main character, Shiro. He's like, he's a wolf guy who's like a private detective, I would almost say, for the city.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And again, without spoiling anything, if anyone in the world had the right to have prejudice, Shiro would have a right. But, he kind of learns through Mikaru, who's the main character. I don't know if I mentioned her name. That humans aren't as it's not what you think they are.
Okay. Sounds like a good show so far.
Yeah, it's really good. I think the other, I don't know how you would even say this. The other big theme of it is kind of learning to accept other sides of yourself that you maybe didn't think were there. Still there?
You cut out like, whoa. I didn't hear any of what you just said.
Oh, sorry. I was saying that I think the other big theme of the show is kind of trying to basically learn to accept other sides of yourself. Like sides that you maybe didn't know that were there.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I'm all about that. I love games and movies and things like that with that as a theme. The Persona series is all about accepting the different sides of yourself and using that to face the world. And that's what personas are. It's a really poetic game mechanic. Anyway, I just had to bring up Persona.
So, go ahead.
BNA sounds like one of those shows I wish I had watched back when I was a teenager.
Actually, same, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the other things I'll mention real quickly is I absolutely love the art style. It is simply beautiful.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's a lot more appealing than Beastars. And I say we just go ahead and compare them. Because, like,
Yeah, I'll
Beastars
compare.
is the Coke, and this BNA is the Pepsi, and I guess whatever's coming out next, I forget what it's called. You just told me, and I already forgot because it was.
Oh, BNA.
It was not one of those things I can remember. That'll be the Shasta Cola in this analogy.
Yeah.
Or RC Cola, if you would rather.
There's problems with the name, honestly. Because if you try to look it up, you're gonna get Google's gonna try to autocorrect you to BNHA, which is Boku no Hero Academy, which I am also a fan of. But it's very hard to Google now because, unfortunately, of that.
Yeah. My Hero Academia for the win.
Yeah. So the one thing before I get, because I did try watching Beastars after it. There is one minor complaint I have with BNA,
Mhm.
and that is the pacing. The pacing, and I can't really speak to it until we do more of an in-depth discussion of it. But the main problem I have with it is that it goes so fast, which is actually kind of good for the story. But some story plots that are beats that are kind of set up in the beginning are like almost completely dropped.
Oh.
Yeah, there's
Maybe they'll
two.
be picked up in the second season?
I hope so. I'm on a fan community for it now, and unfortunately, I didn't realize this, but Trigger is very, very famous for only having one season shows. At most, they only have like
Oh.
four shows that have only 2 seasons, which I really hope is not the case because it ends in a good place, but there's so much more room for more at the end of it that I hope that there's a second season.
There's always fan fiction.
Yeah, they've already released like an official novel, and then tons of people on the server I'm on have already done that.
Nice. I love fan fiction.
Yeah, yeah. You can send us. I guess you can send us BNA fanfiction if you want. I'll read it.
I wonder what'll be the thing that actually gets sent. What will be the first thing that gets sent to us? We're going to print it out and frame it on the wall, so it better be something fucking good.
Jade suggested, because she does it on her podcast, the Shack Funk. These really bad Sonic Mario fanfics, but I don't know. We'll see in the future. I'll send you the episode where she did one and see what you think.
Oh, okay. Wait, so she read it out loud, or was she sent it?
Yeah, she does that occasionally. They do that. Her and God, I only know him by his Discord name, Butts.
Oh, yeah, I only know him by his Discord name too.
Yeah, they read like bad like fan fiction occasionally.
That's great. I should check out their show. Everybody should check out their show, Shack Fun.
Yeah, I highly suggest
Plug,
it.
plug, plug.
So I'm going to go into BNA a little bit. I didn't watch all of it, and I'll explain why. But so basically with being Beastars, I think one of the issues was watching BNA before it, because it's much slower pace and much different story. You can't really compare the two. They're kind of apples and oranges.
I still think it's fun. But, okay, I've only seen one of them, so I guess I have no reason to contradict you.
Well, for me personally, I just don't like high school dramas a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you would not like Persona. Every single Persona game is about high schoolers.
Yeah.
And Personas 3, 4, and 5 have life simulator elements. So that's a big no for you.
I didn't really. So I only cared for 2 characters, and they were the main characters. The rabbit and the wolf. I think the wolf is called Legolas.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that?
I think I could have got his name wrong. I think the wolf's name was Legolas. Like the.
No, I'm looking it up right now. It's Legoshi.
Legoshi, okay.
Yeah, Legoshi.
Okay. I don't remember the rabbit girl's name at all, unfortunately.
Let's see if I remember it. I'm gonna type it in first.
Okay.
I'm gonna type it in. Because I don't want to say it and be wrong. That's your thing. I don't want to steal it.
Okay, so I like those characters. Even though Lugosi kind of unfortunately reminds me a lot of myself at that age, which I don't like to think of really,
Mm-hmm.
because I was an awkward, shy mess like he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As was I.
Yeah. I really did not like a lot of the other characters, even though I think you're not supposed to. But I don't even like the deer guy, who I think a lot of people said they like.
I got the bunny girl's name, by the way.
Go ahead. See if I
It's
remember.
Haru.
Oh, Haru. Okay, yeah, I thought it might
I
be that.
thought it was Usagi for some reason.
That might be the other rabbit girl, which I really hate. And hope. I didn't finish it, but I kind of hope she got murdered.
That's terrible.
Well, because that was my big thing with it, and I guess it's little spoilers for Beastars. But at the very beginning of Beastars, there's a character that gets murdered, you know, because it's predators and herbivores. It's basically Zootopia, but like later.
Hey, well, I've heard some people say that you can't compare Zootopia and Beastars because they're two completely different things. So,
I guess they're very similar stories, though.
yeah, I'm with you there. I would say to those people that it's worth comparing them because they are pretty similar, shockingly similar, even though they were both developed so far away from each other. I'm not trying to imply that anybody copied anyone. I think it's just interesting.
It's a pretty standard story, at least I've seen in literature. Because like Zootopia was a book before it was a movie. It's just an analogy for like racism.
Was it?
And that kind. Yeah, Zootopia is based off some kids' books. I don't know the exact story of Zootopia, but the world of Zootopia was a book.
I'm looking it up right now. I gotta know. I usually know when something's based on a book or not. Because I remember watching this YouTube video, and it was about somebody who was suing Disney for Zootopia, saying it was copyright infringement. And I think I just found the lawsuit right here. Yeah.
I'm looking for it because I know when it came out that the people were talking about that it was based off some kind of book.
The lawsuit is basically this guy saying that he came up with Zootopia first, and then Disney copied a lot of his pitch.
Okay, yeah, I think I found it. Hold on. What the heck? Sorry, not what I thought it was.
Oh, it's okay.
Where the heck? I could be wrong, but I could have sworn it was based off something.
It's not a big deal if you were. I shouldn't have looked it up. My bad. I just really like getting to know what different things are based on, especially when it comes to Disney. Because I still need to read The Black Cauldron just to see if that's any good.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. Sorry, I was just reading something. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Okay, so with B-Stars, I'll try to finish up quickly. Yeah, so, yeah, I thought it was going to be more of a murder mystery, which it kind of isn't.
Yeah, it's really not, which is shocking considering how it opens and the opening sequence. I mean, the theme song, because
Yeah.
it seems like it's gonna be all about this guy fucking killing people. But it's
Yeah.
not. It's a lot more than that.
Yeah, so, the
But
only other thing I'll say about it is, and again, it's probably a problem with, DNA being so, like, the visual so, great, is, I find B-Stars, ooh, the, the visuals of B-Stars I find a little jarring. I mean, it's well animated, but I just don't care for the style. I don't think the characters, and I usually love like a mix of 2D, 3D, which I'm kind of getting the vibes of with it. But I
yeah,
just
me
don't think
too.
it works with the models. I think it would have probably worked better if it was 2D.
Yeah, I think it would have worked better as a 2D thing too. It just looks so ugly to me, and I wasn't able to get over it. It was still a good show that I enjoyed watching, but man, I did not enjoy watching it.
Yeah,
If that makes any sense.
yeah. And there's one thing. It only kind of personally upsets me, and only like maybe really big people would understand this. Like I'm 6'4". There was one thing that kind of disturbed me is that they actually the animals are about the size of what they would be. So there's actual mouse-sized girls, like rodent girls, but there's also wolves the size like 6'4".
Yep. And the tigers and the bears and yep. Everybody's about except for the chicken. The chicken is disturbingly huge.
Yeah, I mean there's some variation, but it's just when you're a big guy, you're always afraid. At least in my personal thing, that you're gonna like break something or like accidentally bump into someone. So the idea, and they even make a joke about that you could accidentally just step on someone, is personally horrifying to me.
Yeah. It is pretty horrifying.
Yeah.
Nope. I'm not gonna think about that anymore.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Um. All right. So let's get into the
Okay.
news.
So let's see real quick. Um. The first one I want to touch on is a movie I've been following for a while that was canceled, unfortunately. Gendy Tartakovsky's Popeye movie is back in development. Now, for those unaware, Popeye was originally supposed to come out, I believe, in 2015, 2016, but it was discovered through the large Sony hack at the time by North Korea that it was canceled in favor of the Emoji Movie of all things.
Unfortunately, I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Oh, he directed Hotel
Yeah.
Transylvania. I think we can
Yeah.
just continue, because I'm reading the article right now.
So, Gendy Tartakovsky is very well known in the animation world. He's the creator of Samurai Jack. He worked on Dexter's Lab and on a lot of classic Cartoon Network shows. His more recent stuff is probably the Hotel Transylvania movie, which is kind of what boomed Sony's animation industry. But unfortunately, again, it was canceled from him. But it looks like now Sony's back on with him. that's realized that that's probably worth it. Yeah.
That's good to hear, especially since they already have an animation
Oh yeah,
test
that animation
going.
test is back from 2015, I think.
Wait, the animation
because
test
it
is
was
what?
in development and they released that to gauge public interest, and then they canceled it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty bleak. But if they're back on, then...
And honestly, if anyone's gonna do Popeye, it should be Gendy, because Gendy was a Russian immigrant who learned English from Popeye, like watching Popeye on the TV when he was young. And his animation mentor was a 90-year-old Popeye animator, like one of the last surviving ones.
That's amazing. That's so cool.
Sorry, cut out.
Yeah, it would be amazing if he got to make it.
Well, it looks like it's back in development.
Let's hope he's able to.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it says that it's back in development under King Pictures Features.
Yeah.
King Features. I'm not a journalist.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll move on to the next one. Did you, Scarlet, have you seen the Alita Battle Angel movie?
No, I didn't, but I heard that it was
It's pretty good.
passable.
I saw it with my parents. I don't know how it really compares to the anime. I haven't seen the anime in years. I think they played it on Toonami once.
Yeah, I never saw the anime either. I almost saw it. Unless it's the anime I'm thinking. Actually, let me look it up. Sorry to bring the podcast to a halt again, but... there was this one summer where I went through all of the A's on this anime site and watched all of the A because I was trying to go through it all of this anime in alphabetical order because I didn't know how else to tackle it all. And I'm surprised it wasn't the same anime that I'm thinking of, so I didn't cover it during that. I'm surprised. I guess AL was too far down the list.
Okay, well, I guess, basically, there was some debate that no one knew. It was a very successful movie, but once Disney bought Fox, no one was sure if they were going to want to make a sequel to it. Because it ends on sort of a cliffhanger. But it appears that they haven't...
But now that Disney's in charge?
Yeah, they weren't sure if Disney was going to be interested in it, because it is sort of a violent movie.
Yeah. It is. It does make me wonder how Disney is going to handle all of Fox's more violent properties. But I guess that's this is it. So it's interesting to see that they're actually going to continue it, but it makes sense. Part of me is like, obviously they're going to
Okay.
Obviously they're going to...
No, it's alright.
Sorry. As soon as it opens. Sony reportedly eyeing Nicolas Cage to play live-action Spider-Man Noir. So that's pretty cool. So are they looking to make a Spider-Man Noir film, or is he just going to be a live-action version showing up in a different movie?
Sorry, I think you cut out there for a bit. That was it with the Sony's basically just reporting that Nicolas Cage is going to play a live-action Spider-Man noir.
Right. So, did you hear what I asked you?
No, you cut out there for a while.
Okay. Basically what I asked was, are they looking to make a Spider-Man noir movie? Or is he just going to be in a Spider-Man multiverse film?
Sorry, I'm getting line interference or something. So you're asking if there's going to be a live-action Spider-Man noir movie?
Yeah, that's what I said.
It seems to be rumored. That's what they seem to be
I don't
hinting
see
at.
it happening.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's not too much information to go on. So.
I can't hear you.
Okay, well. Yeah, I just said that it appears to be hinting at.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I don't know, I don't see Spider-Man Noir really taking off as a concept. What about you?
I can see it working. It just depends.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think other than that, there's nothing really else left to talk about. We will. Are you okay with ending the podcast now? I'll cut this.
Yeah, that's fine if you're cool with ending it here. I mean, we could keep going if you want.
It's good. I don't really have anything else to talk about. The Mandalorian I want to go more in depth into, but it would be too long. So. Okay.
Can I talk about something good that happened?
Yeah, go ahead.
We found our old PlayStation TV, and it has a copy of Persona 3 and Persona 4 on it, along with a bunch of other old games. So that's really cool. We thought it was lost, like, permanently, but now we have them back, and it's a really nice feeling.
Cool.
Anyway, that's all.
Okay. Well, I guess we will wrap up for today. Thank you guys all for watching, and we will see you next time.
Yeah, thanks. See ya.
Okay, ending podcast now.